But let's go ahead and hop into the questions. And
All right.
Some of these are going to be geared towards you as a dad, just because you know the dad energy joke that I made on.
That's
Instagram.
right.
People,
Yeah.
People took it far.
That's right. Yeah, they did.
freaking Trey, Barber Solutions.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got him.
He's a fool. I love him.
Me too.
But so this one, best question that I get submitted. So go on the Instagram, see who I'm submitting for, because the best one that, in my opinion, will get their Instagram handle shouted out. So
all right.
mom at arms, mom_at_arms is a basically a publication, a little bit of a newspaper in a way. They talk about Second Amendment stuff, gun rights. They're pretty cool. I like them. Big supporter of what they do. They actually ask a good question. Since moms and dads have different parenting styles, meaning men and women have different styles, training styles, X, Y, and Z, specifically with firearms, of course, what advice would you give fathers with little ones in regards to firearms training and education?
Well, number one, so to make sure that I'm understanding the question, what tips would I give the fathers regarding training their young ones?
I believe that's the question. And I would also throw in there, just in case that got lost, how would you maybe if the mother has a different style, or if the mother is maybe a little hesitant?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to throw that in there just to give.
Okay, cool.
More
So first off, my son is only 3, so I've just now started that conversation with him. So the first thing that I'll say, and this is the number one thing that I'm looking for and waiting for regarding my son, is his or her maturity level. Do they comprehend what you're saying? Do they understand what you're saying? Those types of things. Now, when it comes to the different parenting styles, especially when it comes to who is going to teach the child, I would say whoever's going to be able to get through to the child the easiest, whoever the child is the most comfortable with when it comes to this type of stuff, that's probably the person who needs to be maybe leading that. But at the same time, they both need to do it together. It doesn't need to be one or the other. It should be a unified front with one person kind of leading the charge. So I would say let it be the parent that they're the most comfortable with. Comfort and confidence goes a long, long way when it comes to firearms and learning a skill, a psychomotor skill like this one. So that would probably be my suggestion. I think, what do you think? It's a pretty good answer.
I feel like it is,
Okay.
Because like you said, and I think something that Tig said when I interviewed her is when she's teaching women, if a woman doesn't want to proceed, she takes a step back. She never forces them. And I think with my experience with the young kids, sometimes they're going to get afraid, intimidated of the noise or the this
That's
or
right.
that, or
That's right.
I'm scared, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's
so
right.
finding the parent that they're most comfortable with will help to alleviate some of that.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the parent who would be more apt to understanding, like, okay, kid doesn't want to go any further. Let's not make this a traumatic experience. Let's say, I'm never touching a gun again, and need it.
That's right. That's right.
So
yeah,
definitely.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
That was good, bro.
I mean, we've all seen those movies where the guy's out there hunting with his dad, and his dad says, kill the deer, now cut it open and drink its blood.
Nah,
it's
we ain't
traumatic,
doing all that.
bro.
Yeah,
it's traumatic. Like, nah.
We'll leave that.
That's gross.
We'll leave that on Netflix.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's something that you got to talk about. But you got to. So here's the deal, though. In the African American community, think about all the dads that are like me, who were never taught by their dad or taught by somebody, and now we're passing this on for the first time. You know what I mean?
First generation gun owner. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a thing, man. Like, I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
And I think about it for a good cert.
yeah. First generation gun owner.
That would be hilarious. But I mean, the same thing comes down to like when I teach my son how to fish. I don't know how to fish. My dad didn't teach me how to fish, so I gotta find somebody to teach me how to fish. so I could teach my son how
That's
to
humbling.
fish.
That's humbling.
Part
Yeah.
of it, baby. But that's a part of life. You know what I mean? Like either you're gonna get caught up in all the BS like they want you to, or you're gonna be focused on what you gotta be focused on.
Let's
Focus.
go.
Hey man, get distracted if you want. I'm over here living my best life because we're making gains. We're moving mountains. I'm
Wow.
I'm moving personal mountains. Stuff that I've had to, that I needed to work on for a long time. I'm working on it now. Shoot. Can't stop me.
Man,
Let's go.
man. This just came to my head, man, because I know we get so distracted, and people want to get you distracted with them, and
Yeah,
people want to compete with you and want to drag you down. And it's like, man, you can't be worried about who's behind you trying to pull you down and distract you, but you do need to know who they are so you can reach out and try to help pull
that's
them
right.
forward,
That's right. That's
man.
right. But you're asking a lot of anybody. Woo, man, you asking somebody to have a lot of self control, discipline, a lot of confidence within themselves. There's a lot that's required to do that.
A lot, yeah. Hopefully they have what it takes.
It's not easy.
Hopefully. All right, let's hit this next question.
All right.
So somebody asked, where do you see the 2A community in 2 to 5 years? Well, no, in 5 years.
In 5 years, I think you're going to see a completely different community. That community is going to change. That community is changing in front of our eyes right now. And, just the fact that, him or her asked that question is proof that it's changing. Where do I see it? Because it's obviously not going to be the same. It's not going to be nowhere near. It's going to be inclusive. If I've got something to do with it, it's going to be inclusive. And you're going to have representation from everywhere. I truly feel that we can change this world through the 2A community. And a part of me feels like the only reason why that is true is because we have something to back up our words. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as freedom of speech unless you can enforce that.
Yeah.
That's any right.
No, you're right.
You don't have
You're
no
right.
rights and you ain't got freedom unless you can enforce it. That's it.
No, you're right.
If you can't enforce it, you ain't got nothing. Because I've traveled this world. I've been in a lot of countries. There's a lot of countries where when I got off that plane and was walking about, been there a week or two, it felt kind of similar to here. So don't be sitting here thinking that just because you're in the United States, I'm automatically free. No. That's not the case.
No. And I think you made a good point with your call to action that every black person go gets a gun.
Yeah.
Have it. Learn how to use it.
Yeah, man.
Because at the end of the day, nothing you say matters unless you can back it up with action.
If you can't
every
back
law,
it up.
Every mandate, they're all enforced with up to the penalty of death. And I'm not calling anybody to do anything specifically or anything like that.
But go get a gun. Go buy one. Yeah. And do it legally. Do it legally, do it right. Go out if you're in a state where you have to, do the state mandated training, do the state mandated training, but continue, save your money up and continue, go to basic training and continue to go to training after that. Look at competition shooting in your area. Like literally there were laws that made it where we couldn't have these things, literally and it wasn't long ago.
And some places they still exist.
Yes.
These laws.
Yes, please hear me. Please, if you hear my voice, and forget it, any person, you need a firearm. It equals the playing field, so you can have a voice. You don't have a voice without it. I promise you don't. It just flip the channel on the TV screen and look in these other countries where they don't have guns. If you want to know what will happen, flip the channel and look in these other places where they don't have guns. They have no rights. They can't say nothing. Well, I'll take that. They can say whatever they want, but it means nothing without a firearm. Nothing.
God forbid you use the wrong meme with Winnie the Pooh on it and watch people come get you.
That's right, man. Like please and be responsible with it. Don't just go buy it and think that you're good. I did that too. Buy it, be responsible.
I promise you not.
Yeah, no, you're worse off, to be honest with you. Probably better off without
Mm,
it.
no, at that point, man, great answer. I appreciate you jumping into it with me. Let's go ahead and hit just a few more, then we'll get on out of here. I know
No
we're
problem.
going a little late.
I
Do you try to mentor new instructors or give experienced instructors guidance on how to improve?
Absolutely.
And what does that look
Um,
like?
yeah. So first, I think there's a difference between an instructor and a teacher.
Mm,
To me, an instructor is like the set of instructions that came with your IKEA furniture. You'll get it put
mm,
together, but you don't know how and why. You know, um,
mm,
a teacher is here to impart knowledge and understanding. And when we're talking about protecting yourself and protecting other people and the potential loss of life, you know, that is extremely important. So
yeah.
um, I I go out of my way to mentor instructors because that's where it starts and stops. I can't physically teach everybody, but if we can make sure that um, the instructors are out here actually teaching and teaching the right stuff, and to be honest with you, them teaching the right stuff and teaching is not really the hard part. It's really
Mm,
just making sure they're the right person. You know,
yeah.
the best teachers, they're born, they're not built, they're not taught, they're born. They already know how to talk to people.
Hmm.
Their ego has already been pushed to the side, the pride has already
Mm,
been pushed to the side. It's not about them, it's about the student. They're always constantly looking for that feedback, and what I mean by that is, was the message intended what was received by the student? And if it wasn't, let me repackage it and let me resend it. you know
yeah.
the real good ones, they give a shit about their students. So when I see that, I try to pour into them in any way that I possibly can. If I see a mistake they're making, I talk to them about it. And most of the time they see the mistake themselves and they try to correct it. But
Yeah.
I will say that we have an instructor development workshop and a Provectus Academy that is going to probably be kicking off 2022. And it will be the absolute best firearm instructor certification that you can get in this country, to include prerequisites like NRA and USCCA certifications before you can even apply. Like, this is going to be a certification where you're going to have to write an essay on why.
Mm,
Why do you want it? It's going to be very intensive, very in depth. Um, I give really two shits if you was X whatever. To be honest with you, uh,
I mean,
half of my instructors are
yeah.
X nothing, but they're X human beings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know about
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it has nothing to do with your background.
Yeah.
It's just who you are. Who you are as a person. Do you know how to communicate? How about we talk about
Yeah.
that, because we're always looking at can they shoot and what's their resume. I don't care nothing about the resume. Do they know how to talk? Do they care
Mm,
about people? They got a good heart? They doing it
mm,
for the wrong reasons, or they measuring appendages. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
we can go at it from that standpoint, we can avoid all this other crap.
No, you're right. And I've run into certain people in real life, just walked up to them and said, X, Y, and Z. Okay, you're the instructor for this place.
Yeah.
And they're just like stone cold, like
Yep.
not really warm, not inviting, not, and maybe they were in a bad mood or something. But the instructor that I met in the flesh, I was just like, man, he's an instructor. Oh, he's X this, he's X that, he's former this. Oh, he's a specialist. He can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool, but can he teach?
That's right.
Because
That's right.
at the end of the day, I don't want a robot teaching me. I mean, I could just go on Google and have them have a Microsoft Word narrator read out an
That's
instruction
right.
packet if
That's
that's the
right.
case. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that might be easier and less expensive.
Make sure
So
that you're going to learn. And
yeah.
so what I tell people is that it's as easy. So here's what's wonderful about
Mm,
2021. Everybody so full of themselves, they're gonna put a bunch of videos of themselves, especially these kind of folks we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So go watch the videos. Go watch the
Mm.
YouTube videos. Go and look at the reviews. Read the reviews. Look at the videos of them teaching and see if their teaching style is gonna gel well with you. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
not everybody like enjoys my teaching style. So when I meet someone and I'm talking to them and I give them my card and they're impressed, they're excited, especially like the person's like, man, I've been looking for somebody. I've been telling my husband I've been wanting to train for, fill in the blank. Even that
Mm-hmm.
person, especially that person, it's like, hey, look, flip the card over. See, there's our YouTube, there's our Instagram, there's all of our stuff. Go and check me out, please. Make sure you like my teaching style. Like instructors should be recommending that people vet them.
Mm-hmm.
And you should. I mean, it's as easy as that. Just checking out their vids, reading some of the reviews, look at their comments online, especially on social media. Do they even respond to their comments? You know what I mean?
Mm.
If they respond to the comments, what are they saying? Is it just BS or they actually respond? Like
Yeah.
do
I
it.
actually just ran across a guy. I don't know that he's an instructor, but he's got tactical in his name. So, like
Yeah.
everybody does.
Yeah.
And it's
God dang, boy.
killing me. I mean, no offense to all the good tacticals out there.
There's some
But
good ones. There's some good ones.
yeah, there's some good ones. But that said, my God, he had all these followers, bro, out there at the range, making his target look like Swiss cheese. The entire thing. The entire thing is covered. And, and everybody knows that if you want to, spend your time wisely at the range, at the end of the day, you got to get a nice tight group in. Obviously, with a certain level of experience, you're going to get there, or a lack of experience, you won't get there.
That's right.
But all these followers on Instagram, all these really cool guns, plate carriers,
Yep.
all the coolest gear. But he wasn't actually proficient in shooting. And I know a guy who reached out to him just to kind of talk about it, ask him about certain techniques and styles, just to kind of see. And he got real ugly real fast. Real ugly real fast. And, out of respect to everybody, I'm not going to say any names. But
Sure.
it was just a good reminder that not everybody on the internet who looks like a good instructor, who's really cool, who's got a bunch of followers, who's popular, who's beloved, is any good at all. Because there's people who will take you to the range and somehow find a way to kill you.
Yep. Exactly.
Find a way.
I'm so I'm glad you brought that up. And to be honest, when I first got in the industry, there were certain individuals that I looked up to. And, after saving up money over I was in law enforcement. So, earlier when I mentioned $12 an hour, like, that's what I was making, and it took a while to save that money up. Y'all know what $12 an hour is like. It ain't good,
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, I was there.
take a while,
Yeah.
So it took a long time to save up for these classes that, cost many times more what mine do. That's the reason why we keep them, affordable. But I've been to a couple classes where I'm sitting in front of somebody I wanted to sit in front of and learn from for many years, and up until that point had only learned from them through YouTube and being let down and getting done with the first day of training and you're on the phone with your wife. You're like, man, it's just not what I thought it was going to be,
Right.
and in your mind, you like, man, like this is not what it was supposed to be like, and then you're mad, but I've been there, and, I ask students that come, that voice that they've been wanting to train with me for a very, very long time. And it's extremely important to me at the end of class, hey, tell me what you truly thought. Did it live up to the anticipation, the hype, your idea? And thank God, the overwhelming response is exceeded it, so.
Excellent.
But it's that's a real concern of mine, because I've been there, but that's why it's a concern. It's like, And I would hate for
Yeah.
somebody to feel like that, from one of
Right.
my classes, and I would do anything in my power to make it up, like,
Right.
you
Because
know,
you never know. Someone could have spent their last few dollars trying to
yeah,
make it to a class because they believe in
yeah,
you,
yep,
and they think that, okay, so they spent a bunch of money on this gun, and now they're gonna go ahead and get the training that everybody's been,
yep,
Armed Atlas has been hyping it up. Oh man, you need to go and train with people. Don't get out your gun. Go train. Go spend some money and train.
yep, yep,
And they might have just been better watching some YouTube videos because your class was that
yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah. And I don't want people to think that getting training through e-learning is not a good way. That's an excellent way to get
Oh
training.
yeah.
You just have to make sure that you vet, whoever the information is coming from. That's it.
Hmm. Every
Um,
time.
and vet everybody. You seem, and it's human nature to the person that doesn't have the followers, that doesn't have the
Hmm.
notoriety, the beloved, stuff that you were saying. They'll look that person up and down for weeks. But then
Hmm.
somebody like me come around with a decent following or something, and it's like, oh, he kind of like you halfway. We'll just go with him. That's not.
Hmm.
Forget that, man.
Right.
That's why you need to look harder.
Hmm.
Truth be told, because we get
Hmm.
comfortable. People get comfortable, and they stop, giving a damn, whatever, But
Hmm.
it happens.
Shoot, I know a master gunsmith who blew a hole in his hand because he got comfortable. Got
Complacency.
comfortable.
It happens, man. I've
Right.
done it. Everybody's done it.
Right. Right. Man, let's get one or two more questions in, then then it's bedtime.
All right.
All right. All right. Um, ooh, this one's interesting.
All right.
Five. What are five things? And if you can't come up with five, that's fine. That you think could improve the overall health of two-way culture.
Okay.
I know we touched on it a little bit ahead of time.
Look in the mirror. Number one.
Mm.
Um, have courage.
Yeah, the have courage one. What did you mean by that?
When you're someone that looks like us in an industry that looks this way, it's very easy to not have courage. It's easier to not have courage.
Mm.
Um, when you're in an environment that's very different than the environment that you're used to being in. It's just like anything else in life. We like to do things with people that look like us, who are like us.
Mm.
Um, and for a lot of people, they don't feel like the gun community is a good representation of them, especially people that look
Mm.
like us. Um, so it's going to require courage on our part, to say it may not look like us, but we're going to stand up, because we all know what the image of a black man with a gun looks like. So if we want to change that image, we
Mm.
actively all need to be involved.
That's beautiful.
But that's what I
Um,
meant by the courage part, because
yeah.
it's hard doing that, and I understand that it ain't just going to be a one time deal. Well, I had courage, I'm good now. It's over and over and over and over and over again. And also understanding that if you look like me in this industry, you're going to have a little extra work that you're going to have to, or not necessarily a little bit of extra work that you're going to have to do, but you're just going to have to understand the game, just like everything else in life. You know, if you look
Hmm.
like me and you were raised here in the United States, you understand the game that you have to play. We understand when we were raised, and they said you're going to have to do it twice as good as everybody else, right? It's the
Hmm.
same. It's the same. But there's also beauty in that, because when you look like us and you doing it right, oh, you shine and you shine. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Oh
you
yeah.
take the good with the bad, man. I understand all the goods and the bads that come along with this. There's pros and cons with looking this way in the industry. There's pros and cons with looking anyway in any industry. So
Hmm.
you do what you got to do. But have the courage. Come and join us. Like for real. Like we're having a good time.
Let's change the world, man.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Like the only person stopping you is you. Come join us. Hell, I'll stand on the mountaintop for you if you don't have the courage. That's what I'm here for. That's what I was here for in law enforcement. So now I'm here doing it over here now. So that's why you do law enforcement anyway. You stand up for the people that aren't capable to stand up for themselves. So we're going to do the same in the 2A community. We're going to do the same in this community we call mankind. And it has to come from the 2A community because gotta have something to back up these words.
Okay. So last question, then we'll get on out of here. Last question, then we'll get on out of here.
All right.
Do you center your training and your practice around being a father? And do you train with protection of your family in mind?
Yes. Yeah.
And in
go
what
ahead.
way?
I'm listening.
And I was just going to say, and in what way how would you explain that?
Yes. So absolutely. When I'm doing everything that I do, it is for the protection of my family. It's not, to be completely honest, it's not so much about protecting me. It is about protecting them. And the reason why is because, the Bible's pretty clear. It says, when you're dead, you won't know anything. So it's not like I'm going to be hovering above my body going, dang, Ken, you should have bowed with we. But I will tell you that if I'm not capable of performing to protect, my family, I'm going to be stuck here living with that. You know what I mean? So, whoever I wasn't, able to protect, they're no longer here, but I'm here to have to deal with it. So it is about the protection of my family. And honestly, it's about the protection of just anybody. You can be a perfect stranger. I love you just as equal. So, yeah, it's about protecting everybody else, period. It's a real big deal to me. Like I take that shit personal. Somebody around me trying to do that, you got a bad day coming because I take it personal. And you should take it personal too.
Yeah. I believe that. I'm with that. Wow. We made it through all them questions.
That's right.
I accidentally included the one that Trey has sent you. If anybody wants to see that, it's still on the Instagram. And I was like, that would have been funny. But nah.
Wait, no.
Serious.
No, what was it?
He said, why does it look like you're playing peekaboo in the hood shootout version?
What the heck is he talking about?
He said, why does it look like you're playing peekaboo, the hood shootout version? I don't know. I think he was talking about the picture that I posted.
Oh, yeah. You talking about when I was running with the gun?
Yeah.
That retard.
Freaking Trey.
You can't take
Trey
him
from
nowhere. Trey.
Barber Training,
man. Look, he is legit, man. I'm so mad I didn't get to see him last Sunday.
Oh, y'all was out there?
I was supposed to.
Oh, man.
Next time.
Well, let's go ahead and just recap real quick. Thank you, Ken, so much for coming on. We talked about a plethora of things, and hopefully people got a chance to go through the whole thing. If not, maybe they skipped around and got some good content. Ken, thank you so much for coming on the show, bro.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Like, just to have the opportunity to talk to your listeners is incredible. And it's beyond humbling to be invited on shows like this, man, with brothers like yourself. I wish you all the love, all the blessings, man. You're doing something absolutely incredible. And I'm just glad that I could be here.
Man, I mean, here's the thing. Folks need to hear from the leaders in our community, whether that be the Black community, the men community, 2A community.
That's right.
All the boxes that you check, be a leader in those things.
That's right.
And Ken, I wouldn't have invited you on here in the capacity that you're coming on to speak if I didn't think you were checking those boxes. And to be clear, you did not disappoint.
That's dope. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not disappoint.
Hey, listen, I hope your listeners feel the same. And I want them to let you know if y'all want to hear from me again in the future, let's do this.
Absolutely. That'll be the question.
We're gonna talk
Hopefully we
about
can get
some crazy
comments.
stuff next time.
Man, we're gonna get into it.
Juicy.
Calm down, Kenn. No,
right,
don't do
baby.
it to him. They ain't ready.
Juicy.
But you do need to come on here and talk about the gas and gunpowder when it's time. Maybe we could take 15, 20 minutes just to do a little quick conversation
we're gonna
about
talk about it for real.
Oh, we need to talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it for real. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Put it this way, it's gonna be a show where people will be able to come on. We're gonna ride around in a vehicle. And we're gonna do a lot of cool stuff. It's gonna be dope.
Yo, I need to come down and actually see what you guys.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear a little bit more. Okay, guys. All right, everybody.
Man.
Thank you so much. Please, if you have not already, subscribe. If you think the conversation was dope, I expect y'all to share it with 10 friends. I know you got 10 people in your contacts.
Yeah.
Come on. And go ahead and share some of Provectus links.
Yeah, that'd be
dope.
Go
ahead. Do it. Go ahead and do it.
Thank you,
y'all
man.
Keep it costly.